Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. One of my goals for 2016 is to finish at least half of the series I have already started. And so I wanted to share with you what those series are, where I am in them, and sort of give you an idea of what I am working with here for 2016. The first one is one that I am kind of ashamed I haven't finished yet. I really wanted to finish it last year, and I'm pretty sure I read the second book really early in the year, but it just took me so long to read that I didn't continue on, and that is the Mistborn series. So I only have to read Hero of Ages. I am probably going to read the other kind of companion series that he's working on, but as far as the actual Mistborn series, I still have the Hero of Ages to read. I think I've read like 60 pages. No, not even that, 25. I read 25 pages of this and then I put it down because I just wasn't in the mood and I didn't want to force it. So I'm really hoping to get to this sooner rather than later. The next one is another one that I really should finish soon, and that is the Lunar Chronicles. So I have started Winter. I am quite a ways into this. Let's see, 183 pages into this, so I've read I think the first part of it, and it's not that I don't think it's good, it's just not what I've been in the mood for, and so I've been reading other books, but I intend on finishing this one pretty soon, which will tick off one of the series on my list. So this one I am hoping to be done with before the end of January. Now we move on to the series that are going to be a little harder to finish this year and are definitely going to take some effort. The first one is the Tea Rose series by Jennifer Donnelly, and I don't remember which order these books go in, but I think it's the Wild Rose and then the Winter Rose. So I read the Tea Rose and I really enjoyed it. And I felt like it could have been a standalone book, but I knew that it was a trilogy. I already owned these two books that I got at my used bookstore, so I really do want to continue on because of how much I enjoyed it and see if I like it. So I'm definitely going to read the second book, and if I'm not really crazy about the second book, then I probably won't move on to the third one, but we will see. I'm either going to be done with this series by the end of the year or I'm going to DNF it. And then I have a series that was recommended to me by Sam from Novels and Nonsense, and that is the Enda series. I had a little trouble with the first one because the names were just insane. Like, everybody has 3 names. But that sort of leveled out and I got used to the world and the people. And I enjoyed the second one a lot more than the first one. Though for some reason I enjoyed the first half of it and just sped through that, and then it took me a while to get through the second half. So I did pick up The King's Shield when I was in Portland, and I think I think there's only 4 in this, but the next book after this, I'm pretty sure is somewhere lost at my mother's house because she says she bought it for me for Christmas, but there are missing books somewhere. So I should be able to start this series. I don't know if I'll get to finishing it. It just sort of depends on if I'm in the mood for it, but I really have been enjoying this, so I do want to finish it. So the next one I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm probably not going to finish this year. And that's Game of Thrones, or A Song of Ice and Fire. So I read a Game of Thrones probably almost 3 years ago. So I know it was the first year that I was at my current job. So it's been a while. I mean, I haven't forgotten about it. I just have not felt the need to pick up another one of the books. And since it doesn't look like the next book in the series is going to be coming out anytime soon, and thus the series isn't going to be finished, I'm not in a huge hurry to get to these. I have the next 3. I don't think I have A Dance with Dragons, but I have the next 3, which are a complete handful to hold on to. But I'm not super in a hurry to get to those because I know that it's going to be a while before it's finished, and this is one of those series that I feel like I do not want to be sitting around waiting to find out what happens next. And this series I have been putting off, not because I didn't really enjoy the first one, because I absolutely did. I think I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads, but because I know the content of the second and third one are going to make me squeamish and are not going to be something I want to read while I'm alone or at night, and that is the Cormoran Strike series by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. So I have not read The Silkworm, and I own Career of Evil, but I have also not read it, and I really want to get to these because I know that they're good, and I really enjoyed the writing and the storytelling in the first one. I'm just a little wary of their content. I am not I have said this before, I think, but that I have like this super irrational, like over the top fear of serial killers, and yeah. It's gonna be a personal triumph to get through these 2 books. One more that I will definitely be finishing this year is the Winter's Curse trilogy. So that book comes out in March, and I guarantee you that I will be reading it in April because I am so excited about that book. It's The Winter's Kiss is the only book left in that trilogy and for me to read, and when it comes out, I will finish it. So technically I'm caught up on this series, but because it comes out this year and it'll be done, I'm counting it in the series I haven't finished, because if I get to the end of 2016 and I haven't finished it, then that's a series I started and didn't finish. That's my reasoning. All right, now the last one is one that I probably won't finish either, just because it's so many books and it's just sort of something I read in the meantime, and that's the Wizard of Oz series. So I've read this entire bind up. It's the first 3 stories in the collection, but I have the other ones and they're just really difficult to get off the shelf, so I didn't want to dig them out and then have to put them back. But I think there's 4 other bind ups, so I want to read through those eventually, and I'm hoping I can at least get through 1 of the bind-ups this year, if not 2. 2's probably pushing it, but I do want to read some more in that, and I do think I can get them on audiobook, although I wasn't really a huge fan of the audiobook when I listened to the second one's audiobook last year. So I don't know if I'll do it on audiobook or if I'll just, you know, read them for fun between big books or something like that. Maybe I'll read these at the same time that I'm reading something like the Tea Rose or the Cormoran Strike series, because these are happy and yay fun little kid stories. Alright, so those are all the series that I still have to finish, and hopefully I will be finishing half of those before the end of 2016 so I can meet that goal, and also so I can just be done with the series and decide whether or not I want to hold on to the books, because that is part of it. When I finish a series, I then decide, am I ever going to look at this again? Is this something I want to recommend and lend out? And if it's not, then I give them to my used bookstores. Yay, I read it, but it's not something I want to keep around. And series take up a lot of room on my bookshelf, and so the sooner I can finish them and make room on my bookshelf, if that's what's going to happen, then the better. So I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!